continue to go fast. Many of us remember the days when we used to have time to prepare for a change. We would hear from the company, we're going to have a merger, we're going to reorganize, whatever it was, and we knew it was coming. We would prepare, and then the wave would hit, we'd study it, we'd look at the impact of it, and then we'd get ready for the next one. But it was kind of like you felt like you were on this wave. You remember that? All right, well, what does it look like today? Yeah, so if you feel like you're in a tornado, you likely are. And what's driving this? What's happening globally? I'm talking to an audience that understands this probably better than anyone. And these are things that are totally out of our control. Let's face it, if you put an LLE in the middle of the word change, we get challenges. And so we know that for every change there is a challenge. And nobody but a wet baby really gets immediate relief from change. But we got to deal with what is in our control. Now, you know the Stephen Covey concept of, take care of what's in your control and don't worry about what's out of your control. That's easy to say. But it's those things that are out of our control that do get us all frustrated. And I was giving this speech several years ago, and I made that very point. And it hit me that I was so frustrated as a mother because my son was getting ready to make a choice that I knew was the wrong choice. Anybody here hear that? I knew it was, and I cried with him, and I cajoled him, and I prayed about it, and I just was so stressed all over the place. And all of a sudden, as I was telling this message, you know what sometimes happens? The message gets into the person who's giving it, and it hit me. He's 30. Out of my control. And I don't know, somehow it did help. It really did. So I always like to take the positive approach here. We know the world is changing and all of that, but let me share with you a couple of quotes that I find encouraging anyway. Take a minute and look at them. And it's been said that in the year 2020, 70% of the jobs that will be available haven't even been thought of yet. What are our kids going to study in college? Some of them are studying topics you and I would have thought, what? We're going to pay for that? The history of rock and roll. What? I paid for that? So let's talk about navigating your career. Okay, first we'll take a look at how your strong leadership brand. I do a lot of work in the personal branding space. All of you have a strong brand, or you wouldn't be sitting here today. But it has evolved through the years. And we're going to take a look at how that has happened. And then consider what skills need to be retooled. Again, what was said on the panel earlier. And finally, I'll tell a story about a client who actually did this. She learned how to navigate her own career in a male-dominated industry in a way that she literally stepped up in order to stand out.